These poems are dedicated to all those whose lives have been spent in bringing peace to this planet. Wherever you are, I bow my head. May peace be on this earth. We are all united with the thread of love. May each one of us realize the garland of life.
Nothing in this world lasts forever. As George Harrison once said, all things must pass. Nothing in this world lasts forever. Everything comes and goes in life. This life is an incredible journey. We are sailing downstream in the river of life. In the wake of eternity, we are a blink of an eye. Yet we hold on for dear life. I've given the example before of buying a brand new car. Wow, a yellow Ferrari. For the first month or so, we take our friends and family for a spin. We are so happy with our little car. As the months go by, a little dissatisfaction enters the door. We need an oil change. Someone rears ends the back of the car. Our transmission goes out. Our car spends more time in the shop than on the road. Over time, our wonderful car becomes a hassle. What happened to our happiness? I noticed this very early in life. You would open up your Christmas presents and be ever so happy. A month later, you could care less about the presents. I learned that external happiness is fleeting. It comes and goes like a thief in the night. This is why all the great masters have said, true happiness lies within. Happiness is a state of mind. If you truly are happy inside, you will be happy regardless of the circumstances outside. This is true freedom. Your happiness does not depend on anything external. No wonder the great masters were happy. They had many bumps in the road of life. They learned how to develop internal shock absorbers. They learned not to get upset by the bumps of the road. They learned about their true nature. You are the universe. You just don't know it. Ponder this over. Nothing in this world lasts forever. We are all one tribe. We are all human beings. We may have different skin colors, yet our blood is red. We are all united by a thread of love. The same life force that is keeping me alive is keeping you alive. In fact, we are the universe. We just don't know it. This is how far off track we have gone. For thousands of years, man has been fighting with each other. We still haven't learned our lessons. War is obsolete. War is from the past. We don't realize that we are shooting ourselves in the foot. Your so-called enemy, in reality, is a part of yourself. Remember, you are a part of the universe. You are fighting with yourself. I know it doesn't make sense, but talk to a scientist today. They believe in quantum energy. There's an energy that is beyond time and space. You and all of life is part of this energy. You were never created, nor will you ever die. Your body will, yet your true essence will never die. The reason why we think man is different is that we don't see the unity of life. We have become lost and think we are found. We think we have all the answers. Our ego gets in the way. Your ego needs to be tamed. Look at what happens currently when we have a president whose ego is out of control. Need I say more? The ancient one said that mastering the mind and ego is the most difficult thing to do. They were correct. If each one of us truly did this, there would be peace on earth. Yes, there still would be conflicts, but there would be peaceful conflicts. Big difference between peace and war. Today we have external wars of hate and anger, and internal wars of hate and anger. All wars stem from the internal. Our egos and our thoughts and emotions lead us to war. Our ego and hate leads us astray. We only see the differences in man. We don't see the unity of man. We are all one tribe. Ponder this over. You are a piece of the puzzle. Our days here are numbered. Many ancient cultures say we come into this world with so many breaths. Moment by moment we breathe, breath by breath. Each breath gives us life. Each breath is one more towards death. Isn't that a paradox? Life and death in the same moment. Mystics have tried to solve this puzzle for thousands of years. Are life and death a cycle of life? We are born, we are created, we live our life, our life is preserved. Ultimately, at the end of the journey, we die, yet our soul never dies. We are the universe. We just don't know it. Does that excite you? Or, yeah, right. What have you been smoking? Now, I'm not the first person to say this. I'm a student of life. All the great masters have talked about the same thing. You have a piece of the puzzle of life inside of you. The goal is to find the piece of the puzzle. When you do, you will answer this riddle. Life is not Monday, our attitude is. And each and every moment, the universe is keeping you alive. You can tap into this inside of you. When you do, even for a second, your life will change. You will slowly wake up from your slump. Notice I said slowly. The universe works in a slow manner. We are impatient. The universe is patient. We can learn ever so much by going inside. There are literally thousands of documents describing the benefits of looking inside. The signpost is everywhere. We just need to go beyond our ego at times. We need to look outside of the box for answers. You can solve this riddle. Our days here are numbered. Out of control. For so many humans, we live our lives out of control. It seems like somewhere along the way, we get really lost in life. Maybe we get bored. We can't quite pinpoint it. Somehow, we live destructive lives. I once had a friend who was super smart. He got involved in drugs at a young age. He cleaned up his life for a while, even got a paid scholarship to Oxford and became a teacher. He lived a clean life for many years. Unfortunately, it didn't last forever. He died using heroin. To me, I feel sorry to hear stories like this. There are thousands of people dying today using opioids. It's an epidemic in our society. Why are so many people's lives out of control? There's so much pain in people's hearts today. They're standing in water up to their necks. They're struggling in life. We need to help them. We need to inspire them. This human life is ever so precious. Yet, at times, we are in the dumps of life. I know, I've been there. At times, it feels like life is caving in on you. I've been meditating for many moons, but life still throws curveballs. Life seems to temper you like fire and steel. This process makes steel stronger. I pray that every one of you will find the true strength inside. We can help and inspire each other. We are all in the same boat in life. Let's make this journey of life be filled with kindness. Let's help to uplift our fellow man. Hopefully, these sayings or poems can help you. They are meant to inspire you. They are meant to lift you out. They are meant for you to think outside of the box. They are meant for you to find the precious jewel inside. This jewel is your true essence. You came down from heaven to discover the jewel within. Christ's famous words were, "Lo and behold, the kingdom of heaven lies within." This is a practical path. This path leads one to find the harmony in life. One's life becomes in control. Your life becomes stable. Your mind is at peace. You smile at life. You are kind. You love your fellow man. These are the gifts you discover inside of you. You become more mellow. Your words don't put bonfires on life. Your words put water on the bonfires. You become compassionate and full of tolerance. This is your true state. You are the piece of the puzzle. Discover your true nature. Out on a limb. Did you know that poets and comedians put their lives on the limb? They are the heavy thinkers of today. The poet usually doesn't make a dime. He usually dies in obscurity. A poet just loves his craft. It may not make sense to you, but for the poet, it comes from a deep place inside. Words float to the surface, and the poet captures them. He brings them back into a poem. Now the comedian works the same way. He dives deep within his soul, and he has to make the words come back with emotional meaning, like laughter. He can make a lot of money if he has his own nightly show. Nowadays, most famous comedians have their own scriptwriters. They have teleprompters. Both the comedian and poet talk about things you wouldn't say. In the days of old, we had court jesters. They could say anything and not get their head chopped off. If you and I said such things, we would have been thrown in jail. I totally respect people who make us think outside of the box. They give us great wisdom. At times, their humor can soften our views on political situations. It can help relieve some pain in our current political situation. Laughter is, after all, the greatest medicine. We must learn to laugh at life. We must learn to live our life out on a limb. In this state, we can bear all. We have nothing to hide. In my eyes, both a poet and a comedian is a spiritual person. They walk a tightrope in life. It takes right balance. One slip and you might fall. Some comedians die much too early. The pain is so great, they drink their life away. Some die due to drugs, yet their memories live on. Saturday Night Live was a great signpost for our time. Many great comedians came and went into the night. Ponder this over. live your life out on a limb. You have nothing truly to hide. You are the universe. You just don't know it. Peace on earth is possible. You may say it's impossible. How could that ever happen? Such childish nonsense. Yet, for thousands of years, man has dreamed about peace on earth. It will happen. Dreams do come true. Man will overcome his follies. We don't need to play the same song over and over, more and more. There is a way out for all this madness. We need another way. Anger and hate do not serve us. It has only put more gasoline on the fire of life. Your true nature is kindness. You may be a bully, yet deep down inside, kindness exists. Even the leaders of our countries have kindness deep down inside of them. The universe is kind. We just have dust covering the mirror of life. You are a piece of the puzzle. Your piece is ever so precious. Your life will be peaceful when you pull the weeds within. Imagine walking around with a huge ball of iron around your neck. Peace comes when you take the iron ball off your neck. You don't need it. It is weighing you down. For some reason, we think it's natural to hold on for dear life. We have to prove yourself to ourselves and others. We have to prove our point of view. We have to defend ourselves. We don't tolerate people with different ideas from ours. At times, we love the human drama. We love hearing rumors about other people. We have lost sight of our true nature, yet we don't even know it. We go on our ways without even pondering where we go. We need to stop in our tracks and ask ourselves, where am I going? Is there something I'm missing inside? My life is running on empty. Is there a gas station in life? How do I get filled up? If peace will come to earth, what is my role? All of us need to change in order for peace to come on earth. You don't need to change your religion. You just need to change your mindset in life. Practice kindness moment by moment. Practice love and compassion moment by moment. Practice tolerance moment by moment. If we all do this, the world will be changed. Peace will exist on this earth. Ponder this over. Peace on earth is possible. People change. People change for the better or worse. It's like we see the glass as half full or half empty. A lot of times it's our attitudes that must change in life. We give two different circumstances to the same people. One will change for the better. The other will change for the worse. How is that possible? A lot of time our self-worth is off course. In this case, we make bad decisions in life. There are so many different reasons. Entire books have been made about the nature of man changing his ways. Probably the easiest way to change for the good is to be aware of your actions. Monitor your actions. Stop, look, and listen in life. Don't be a reactive being. Don't Twitter at 3 a.m. Speak words of kindness. Don't add anger or hate to the fire of life. These are simple ways to change for the better. You must learn how to pull your internal weeds in life. Only you can pull them. Only you can be aware that you can pull these weeds. Most of us live unconscious lives. We know we have anger or hate, yet we don't know how we can pull these weeds within. The Buddhists are the original psychologists. For thousands of years, they have trained themselves to pull the inner weeds. I'm not saying you have to become a Buddhist. What I'm saying is that you can get rid of your negative weeds. The precious jewel lies within. You can discover this jewel and your life will shine. This is one way you can change for the better. Take tiny steps on this journey. Be aware of your thinking and actions. Slow down. We as a society are moving too fast. Try to learn to meditate. Just close your eyes and watch your breath. It's that simple. Day by day, your awareness will grow. Ponder this over. You can solve this riddle. People change. People change. People change for the better or worse. It's like we see the glass as half full or half empty. A lot of times it's our attitudes that must change in life. We give two different circumstances to the same people. One will change for the better. The other will change for the worse. How is that possible? A lot of time our self-worth is off course. In this case, we make bad decisions in life. There are so many different reasons. Entire books have been made about the nature of man changing his ways. Probably the easiest way to change for the good is to be aware of your actions. Monitor your actions. Stop, look, and listen in life. Don't be a reactive being. Don't Twitter at 3 in the morning. Speak words of kindness. Don't add anger or hate to the fire of life. These are simple ways to change for the better. You must learn how to pull your internal weeds in life. Only you can pull them. Only you can be aware that you can pull these weeds. Most of us live unconscious lives. We know we have anger or hate, yet we don't know how we can pull these weeds within. The Buddhists are the original psychologists. For thousands of years, they have trained themselves to pull the inner weeds. I'm not saying you have to become a Buddhist. What I'm saying is that you can get rid of your negative weeds. The precious jewel lies within. You can discover this jewel and your life will shine. This is one way you can change for the better. Take tiny steps on this journey. Be aware of your thinking and actions. Slow down. We as a society are moving too fast. Try to learn to meditate. Just close your eyes and watch your breath. It's that simple. Day by day, your awareness will grow. Ponder this over. You can solve this riddle. People change. Pure love and gratitude. That's the attitude we need for life. Somewhere along the way, we get lost. We are more cynical about life. At times, we are swimming upstream, going against the current of life. At times, we are barely treading water. We fall off the boat of life without a life jacket. When one discovers pure love and gratitude inside, your life will change for the better. There will always be bumps in the road, yet love and gratitude are shock absorbers. You will still hit the bump, but your road in life will be smoother. Gratitude and love makes the day truly shine. Both of these are essential for discovering your true nature. It's like a magic elixir. You drink it, and slowly over time, your troubles melt away. Your true nature rises to the surface. It's like the cream rises to the top of the milk. You are the universe. You just don't know it. We are all one. When you truly have this understanding, your life will change forever. You will truly smile with life. You will have nothing to prove. You will want to help your fellow man. All the great masters from the past discovered their true nature. All the great books talk about your true nature. Pure love and gratitude is the key. This key can open up your heart. We have been looking external to find true love and gratitude. It's been there all the time. We have simply looked in the wrong direction. It's that simple. Did you know that pure love and gratitude grows more every day? The source is infinite. There are infinite love and gratitude in the air. We are like the bee gathering nectar from the flower of life. Each day we go inside, we are gathering nectar of love and gratitude. It makes us wiser and humble in life. We can feel the grace of God in our life. We can, moment by moment, experience God's presence. This journey is eternal. Ponder this over. You are a piece of the puzzle in life. You can solve this mystery. You reap what you sow. This is a natural law. If your life is full of anger, you will be an angry person. If your life is full of hate, you will be a hateful person. It's as simple as that. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. The wise man pulls the negative weeds inside of his being. He plants the seeds of kindness, love, and compassion. Daily, he waters the crops and pays attention to it. Over time, he will reap the bounty of his precious crops. All the great masters of the past were incredible farmers of life. He taught many different ways to cultivate the truth inside of us. They taught that the universe is kind. God is kind. The universe does not judge us. God does not judge us. They taught that the most precious jewel lies inside of our heart. Can you imagine that the darkest person on this earth has the truth inside of them, yet they don't know it? How sad is that? Did you know peace would be on earth if the majority of people would wake up from their slumber? Today is a new dawning for man. Let's drop the old energies of anger, hate, and intolerance towards others. Let's embrace kindness, love, and compassion. This is your true nature. You can change. Every day you are changing, whether you like it or not. How about making a conscious change? How about moment by moment monitoring your actions? Will this action place gasoline on the fire of life? Will it inflame the situation? If it will, don't say anything. Just remain silent. If the action is kind, then do it. It takes great strength to do this. It takes practice and patience. You will stumble and fall. This is how the great masters learn. We stumble and fall countless times. Yet over time, we learn from our mistakes and grow. Remember, we sow what we reap. Ponder this over. This is one key to understand your life. Redemption is the act of being saved from sin. Sin means to miss the mark in life. Imagine a person shooting an arrow. Sin is the person not hitting the bullseye. Redemption is our effort to make a right, wrong, right. Redemption is learning from our mistakes and not making them again. Mind you, this takes time. This is a journey in life. We have a rough diamond inside. Redemption is the art of cleaning the precious diamond so it will shine to all. We all have free will. The universe does not judge us. God does not judge us. There is no hell except for our state of mind. You are the universe. You just don't know it. True redemption is discovering your true nature moment by moment. Speed bumps will come your way in life. That's part of the journey. How would it be a journey if everything was smooth sailing? Can you imagine that anyone can redeem themselves over time? Milarepa, a famous Buddhist monk, was once a sorcerer and killed an entire village. Yet he became Tibet's greatest yogi. The universe allows us to make great mistakes and yet learn from them. It doesn't say, "I'm sorry, mister, you blew it." Man is always learning and growing if he wants. Sometimes grave mistakes will wake the person up. The person wants to be redeemed. Slowly, over time, he goes from a caterpillar to a cocoon to a butterfly. Slowly, we develop traits of the universe. Anger and hatred are things of the past. We embrace kindness. We embrace love and compassion. We embrace patience and tolerance. Our life changes for the better. This is true redemption. We save ourselves. We wake up from our slumber. Ponder this over. You can solve this puzzle. Mystics say this is the ride of your life. Imagine life is a roller coaster. It has its ups and downs. At times, the ride is extremely scary. The roller coaster slowly goes up the huge mountain-like tracks. You hear the inch by inch of the roller coaster creaking to the top. When it reaches the top, all hell breaks loose. You either scream with delight or with fear. You hold on for dear life. At times, the roller coaster will go upside down. You wonder, will I fall out? At times, the roller coaster is extremely gentle. You might say, I'm bored with life. Life is predictable. I'm doing the same thing over and over. I did the usual stuff in life. I went to school, got married, got a job, and have kids. I'm cruising in life, but I'm bored. At the roller coaster will take you to places that you can never imagine. You hit speed bumps on the tracks. At times you go flying in the air. Some unpredictable event comes your way. Your life gets changed dramatically. This ride is unpredictable. When you think you got it made, something comes along and changes. This is our adventures in life. This is the roller coaster of life. Nothing is constant. Life changes moment by moment. What can you hold on to if everything changes externally in your life? No wonder when people get old, they have a tendency to say, get me out of here. I'm fed up. I'm tired. I have talked to so many people who don't want to live over 100. They say that would be a drag. That would be a difficult burden. I paid my dues. I just want to go home. Ponder this over. There's a riddle to be solved. The great masters of the past showed the way. The answer lies inside of you. Serendipity is the occurrence and development of lives in a happy or beneficial way. Well, I like that. When life throws you a curveball, you can hit the ball out of the park. You can learn how to dance with life. At times, life is like rock and roll. Stuff comes your way, and you can dance to it. Serendipity is a natural law. In order for it to occur, you must daily spend time being conscious of life. Most of the time, we walk around with cell phones in our hands, crossing the streets. We are hardly aware of the cars driving down the streets. It's almost impossible for us to be aware of serendipity in our lives. We have placed another layer between us and the universe. Serendipity happens to all of us, yet we don't have the eyes to see. We see we must be aware in life. We can't live life in a stupor. Most of the time, we are unaware of the vast universe. We live our 9-to-5 existence. We have forgotten our true nature. Look at the past. Serendipity has been there. Notice how one event leads to another. Notice how it leads you in a happy and beneficial way. Now develop gratitude and a hint of conscious awareness. Ponder this over. This is a key. Many times there are signposts everywhere, yet we don't see them. Day by day, try to look at life in a more conscious way. Things don't just randomly occur to you. There are a reason and lessons to master. All the great masters in the past were just like you. Nobody gets a free ride. They had to make the same mistakes you do. The difference is they learned from the mistakes. Day by day, they became more aware and conscious of life. Ponder this over. You can solve this riddle.